Oh, that's actually really funny. I didn't realize that I was drinking out of a Bruins cup, and the Bruins have also lost 5 straight games, just like the Oilers. So, as an also Bruins fan, we're doing real good here. Oh boy. Woo! Yeah. Yeah, we're getting there, folks. We are hitting that oh boy, we're getting close to the manic psycho energy here on the channel. The Oilers lose to the Florida Panthers in their first meeting back in Sunrise since Game 7. They lose by a score of 4-3. Oilers with the second best goalie. Once again, you absolutely love to see that. And it's such a shame because I thought Stuart Skinner played really well in the first and second period, but that third goal should never happen. And then the fourth goal. Like, what? I don't even, like, I'm out of words. I don't even know what else to say. It's very clear that the main issue on this roster right now is goaltending. Now, that is not excusing the rest of the team play here because the Oilers were outplayed in this game by a pretty significant margin. If we take a look at Money Puck, which, again, don't just, like, take one advanced stat website as the be-all, end-all, but I think it shows a pretty clear picture on which team was better in this situation. However, it was much closer at 5-on-5. Unfortunately for the Oilers, all of the goals against that they give up are at 5-on-5. Like, you're giving up 4 goals against on 1.86 expected goals for against. Like, that is unacceptable. For all the good that the Oilers did on the penalty kill today, a penalty kill that had been really struggling, it's so annoying. This is so annoying. It's exhausting as a fan too, right? Like, as a fan, I'm sure we're all exhausted. I think we all feel that sentiment that we are just completely exhausted watching the same players make the same mistakes, watching the goalies give up the same ugly goals every single night, watching this team have to climb out of a deficit every single night. And for an Oilers group that Chris Knobloch called fragile the other night after their loss to whoever it was, Washington. Was it Washington? God, I don't even remember. I don't even know where we are in this road trip. Couldn't have been Washington. It was Tampa, not Washington. That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. Like, my brain, fried. We're fried. And the best part about this team is that we know they're not going to trade for a goalie, right? Like, that's the best part. Like, that's what I find so funny. That it is so obvious what the main problem is. And they're not going to do it. Stan Bowman, they're going to run Stuart Skinner and Calvin Pickard. That's going to be the tandem that they're going to run with in the playoffs. Assuming that the team can even make the playoffs at this point. We're not in decade of darkness, despair. We're not in the 2-9-1 start to last season despair. And we're not in that 2-11-2 whatever run that was in like 2021, 2022 season. I can't remember. The year that Jay Woodcroft took over from Dave Tippett. The Oilers went on a really bad run in like January, February, and then Woodcroft was hired. We're not quite hitting that, that level of despair. But we're getting there. We're getting there. The Oilers have now lost 5 straight games in regulation, by the way. It's bad enough that they're losing, but they can't even get a point out of these games. I would argue with at least like league average goaltending, they probably get a point against Philly. Maybe they get a point against Washington. Maybe they get a point tonight. Because those 3 games, they did score 3 goals in a 3-2 or 4-3 league. I mean, maybe you find a way to get to overtime. And yes, the Oilers run discipline. They took a lot of penalties tonight. I saw a few people on Twitter or X.com tell me to lay off the goalie because the Oilers just keep taking penalties and it killed their momentum. I mean, technically, yes. But did you see what they were calling and what Florida was able to get away with? Not excusing the penalties that Edmonton took, but the officiating in the NHL is abysmal, and it's pretty obvious that despite Edmonton getting outplayed, I think they were absolutely shafted by the officiating tonight. Florida had 6 power plays to Edmonton's 2, if we want to take a look at the stat here. Yes, Edmonton was outshot once again. They've been outshot, I think, 5 straight games now, which is just unheard of. The Oilers, as a group, are a shell of what they were earlier in the season. Face-off percentage in the Panthers' favor. Hits in the Panthers' favor, but 6 power plays to 2. Yeah, that seems fair. In a league that is constantly preaching parity, in a league that constantly tries to keep games close, I don't know what kind of game management this was. I saw the Florida Panthers get away with a ton of nonsense, by the way. There was a ton of trips, a ton of hooks, a couple cross-checks that weren't called, but the Oilers, they put a stick in a guy's foot, and you know what? Can't do that. I don't care if Sam Bennett is diving off of a diving board. Now that's a penalty. Got to call that one, folks. It's so annoying and so frustrating because the team, again, you're tied heading to the third period. You have an opportunity, and it's this backbreaker by Nate Schmidt. Absolute back-breaking goal. We'll take a look at it here. And the Oilers, I'm not excusing this one. Like, look at the change here. Like, I don't know what the hell they're doing. Look at everyone trying to get off the ice. Like, it's a bad change, right? We can all admit that that's a bad change. But look at where this shot location comes from. There's no traffic in front of Stu at all. Literally no traffic in front of him. Look how far to the right he is. Look how far. Oh my God. This edge visualizer is incredible because it makes me even more mad. Shot that beats him by the glove, and you know Stuart Skinner's reaction too. He's looking at his glove. He's like, oh man, geez, gee, Rick. And then Carter Verhaeghe, his goal that made it 4-2, and this was like that sealed the deal, right? Like, I know I'm talking about how Edmonton likely gets a point with a competent goaltender tonight, and they do. If you take away the Schmidt goal, this is a 3-3 game because Zach Hyman scored late to make it 4-3. But I didn't like this. It's a shot that deflects pretty strangely off of Ekholm. It comes back to Verhaeghe. But Stuart Skinner's so late reacting, and his ability to go down and cover with his pads is just... It's just so frustrating. This goaltending on this team is so frustrating. And I'm out of ways to spin positivity here. Like, even though I think the effort for Edmonton was one of their better efforts in their past 5 losses, that doesn't mean that it's a good thing. The team has been so bad that the fact that I even look at this game as a slight positive in their effort level is terrifying. Like, that's not good. This team needs a shakeup. They absolutely need a shakeup. And Janmark, Henrique, and Brown, that line cannot continue. They went a combined -8 or -9 tonight. And I think they had a combined 2 shot attempts on goal. Hold on. Let's pull up the advanced stats, folks. You know what? I'm going to put us back in the screen again. I'm so sorry. Hold on. Let's take a look here. Alrighty. So... if you take a look at Connor Brown, when he was on the ice tonight, in all situations, 1 shot attempt for, 15 shot attempts against, actual shots on goal, 9-0. Adam Henrique on the ice, 23-3. Look at that. Look at these 3, the 3 Stooges, folks. Oh, man, what were their expected goals for? Hold on. 4.91%, 2.23%, 1.71%, a combined -8 for those 3 Stooges. Connor Brown, Adam Henrique, and Matthias Janmark. I'm so happy that Stan Bowman and Jeff Jackson prioritize, well, mostly Jeff Jackson. I'll leave Stan Bowman out of this one for now. But I'm so happy that Jeff Jackson prioritized signing Matthias Janmark to a 3-year contract extension with trade protection. How does Janmark get trade protection? He's a bottom 6 forward who doesn't drive play. He gets trade protection, a 10-team no trade list for 3 years? I didn't even realize that until today. I didn't even know. Someone pointed that out on Twitter today. That is hysterical to me. 10-team no trade list for Matthias Janmark. Really? The bottom 6 at Edmonton is absolutely useless. Not only do they need a top 6 winger, they need a bottom 6 winger, they need a bottom 6 center, they need a second pair D-man, they need a third pair D-man, and they need 2 goalies. We're not even in starting goaltender conversation anymore. We are full on. They need to replace Skinner and Pickard, in my opinion. Absolutely wild. Serious problems with this team right now. Serious problems. The good news, and there is good news here, is that the Eastern Conference road trip allows us to enjoy the rest of our evening without having to worry about going to bed so angry. It's only 8:15 p.m. local time, at least for me recording this. So that's nice. I got some time to play some video games, relax a little. I almost said the F word. I almost swore. Can relax a little, play games, unwind, pet the cats. Maybe watch a movie. Any good movies lately? That's where we're at. I'd rather talk about movies than this hockey team. I'll see you the day after discussion tomorrow. I appreciate everyone's support. Sorry that I'm kind of loony tonight. Losing it a little bit here with this team, but we'll see if they can find a way to beat Carolina on Saturday. But we're at the point where I am losing a lot of hope in this team. I'm losing a lot of hope in the coaching decisions. And unless something changes, like it's one thing to lose hockey games, but if they're outplaying their opponents, which was happening earlier in the year when the team was losing, I'm less concerned because it's like, okay, well, things are going to turn around. They'll even out. PDO, getting goalied, all that stuff. The Oilers are not playing good enough as a team. So lots to work on. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this fan reaction, make sure to hit that like button. And if you really liked it, make sure to subscribe to the channel as we continue to get through this little rough patch together here in Oil Country. I appreciate everyone's support as always. We'll see you tomorrow for the day after. Take care. Tell someone that you love them. And as always, fight like a kid, fight like Ben. Let's go Oilers.